Hey, Gabriel here with the Icon Capture GPS Intelligence Brief for June 4th, 2026. All right, procurement portfolio managers, we need to talk because this is one of those boards where if you only look at the opportunity count, you are going to misread the market. Here's what I want to do with you today. I want to walk through the new opportunity flow, the legislative and executive movement, the regulatory and court signals, and then bottom line what this means if you're actually managing a portfolio right now and trying to decide where to lean in, where to stay patient, and where you may be kidding yourself. Before we start, this is the last brief before this terrain window narrows. 2 seats left in the GPS Terrain Movement Review. Terrain update, 5,275 new opportunities. Who moved and who didn't? That signal is what opened this session, and it will not repeat the same way tomorrow. Code GPS 433 at the-govcon-elite capture. Now, let's read the board. So let's get right to the facts. Over the last 168 hours, GPS surfaced 5,275 new opportunities posted on SAM.gov, 3,914 legislative signals, 0 federal hiring signals across 0 agencies, and all of that is happening while market BCL is 0%, with 0 agencies stalled under the continuing resolution. Navigating the current opportunity landscape, one can't ignore the sheer volume we're dealing with. 5,275 opportunities in a 168-hour window. While that number might suggest a bustling market, the absence of a calculated BCL percentage signals a lack of clear competitive leads. This imbalance between raw volume and actionable intelligence is a crucial piece to digest. The top posting, like the Claims Core Combined Synopsis Solicitation and FY226-27 Pediatric COVID-19 Vaccines, lack assigned amounts, which further muddies the waters for precise capture planning. What the capture terminal reveals is a market heavy with legislative opportunities, 3,914 to be exact, but devoid of executive actions, FAR/DFARS updates, and court opinions. This could indicate a legislative backlog influencing opportunity release, but not necessarily opportunity quality. Managers who read this tape know that legislative-heavy environments often require a nimble approach, focusing on how these opportunities align with longer-term strategic goals rather than immediate gains. It's worth noting that the board is silent on critical opportunity delays, 0 stalled contracts, no hiring fluctuations, and no lobbying spikes. While this might suggest a stable environment, the lack of these dynamics could also point to a market in a holding pattern waiting for the next CR movement. Procurement portfolio managers should consider this a signal to dig deeper into individual agency behaviors and legislative cues to uncover the real accessibility of these listings. Looking at the secondary signals, the absence of terrain holes, hiring activities, and lobbying clusters paints a picture of an unusually quiet landscape. Typically, some degree of market mispricing can be inferred from these elements, yet their absence might suggest a temporary equilibrium or simply a lull before significant changes. This relative silence, combined with the legislative-heavy opportunity flow, indicates a market that's tightly wound with potential energy waiting to be released. Portfolio managers should interpret this as a call to vigilance. The market might currently appear calm, but this is precisely when strategic positioning can pay dividends. Absence of court opinions and lobbying activity means fewer external pressures on current agency operations, suggesting that the smart moves lie in deepening existing relationships and preparing for a potential uptick once the legislative bottleneck clears. In such a scenario, the real value lies in maintaining a nimble portfolio strategy. Managers should focus on building resilience into their procurement portfolios, ready to pivot when the next wave of executive actions or regulatory updates hits. This approach ensures that when the terrain inevitably shifts, your position in the market is both informed and adaptive, capitalizing on any emergent mispricing before it becomes apparent to the broader field. The procurement market remains robust and dynamic, with no current obstructions or inefficiencies detected. As portfolio managers, we must critically ask, are we effectively balancing our portfolio discipline with the increasing pipeline volume? How are we leveraging macro terrain overviews to pinpoint what is moving and what remains stalled? Are we prepared to adapt our strategies based on real-time data and emerging trends? Our conviction is clear. Maintain a disciplined approach to portfolio management, ensuring agility and precision to capitalize on every viable opportunity while mitigating risks. Last thing before I sign off, and I want to be direct. 2 seats left in the GPS Terrain Movement Review. When this window closes, the terrain that justified it moves on. Tomorrow's signal will be different. The next session will read a different board. If the brief we just walked through gave you a reason to act, now is the time. Code GPS 433, communities.theicon.ai/capture, the-govcon-elite, 6.5 million records, 4 verticals ready. Provenance traced from bill to award. Like and subscribe if you're managing a federal grant, research, GovCon, or commercial portfolio. I drop a new GPS brief every weekday. All links, terminal preview, Shipley sessions, live cohort calendar, and the full brief are at communities.theicon.ai/capture/the-govcon-elite. Register free and it's all there. This is Gabriel. I'll see you tomorrow. Just a quick reminder, you'll be disconnected in